You guys want to get some coffee or something?
Can I get a cup of coffee? Black? Can't you see we talking? White?
Even little kids in Mexico drink coffee.
Well, I'm not a little kid in Mexico, okay?
That is the best coffee I've ever tasted.
A damn fine cup of coffee.
You want a cup of coffee?
No coffee.
Coffee drinker, huh?
Maybe we could grab some coffee?
Coffee, 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 coffee.
God damn, Jimmy. That's some serious gourmet shit. Me and Vincent would have been satisfied with some freeze-dried Taster's Choice, right? And he springs this serious gourmet shit on us.
I love that song. Good morning, everybody. It is Friday. Happy Friday. I gotta tell you, I'm gonna make my coffee in a minute. I'm still drinking my caffeinated water to get me perked up. It was one of those weird mornings because normally, like I said, I don't do these shows on Fridays, but Keith is picking up his aunt. John, we were talking about why, but the big question is how long is she going to be staying? Is this going to be like a long visit?
I wasn't informed of that.
Okay.
It's at least supposed
I
to
know
be over
Keith
the
was
weekend.
Keith was talking to me about it yesterday, but I got to swear to God, I was like doing artwork. And so when I'm doing that, it's like I forget stuff. I'm like, he told me a bunch of stuff and I forgot it all. I'm like, oh my God. People talking to me when I'm doing artwork, man. I get really easily distracted. We are getting really close to Halloween. They're going to celebrate it this weekend on the 29th, tomorrow, right? Tomorrow's what they're celebrating Halloween, right?
No, it's Monday, 31st.
Well, I know the day, but they usually save it for the weekend. So it'll be this weekend that they're out there doing all the Halloween trick-or-treating and stuff. Right?
Not as far as I know. We always went on, even if it was in the middle of the week, we went on Halloween night. Now, a lot of places are doing like the trunk or treat stuff this weekend.
The what?
Yeah, I know they did that last night here. Scott got hit in the face by 18, I think he said 18 pies yesterday, and they get $20 per pie for charity. And so he's like, I don't know. The joke I wanted to make, I didn't make. I thought about it after he went to bed. It's like,
yeah.
When he came up to me, he said, I got to wash my hair and get that pie out of my hair. And I'm like, good. What were you doing? Oh, yeah, it was cream pies, right?
Oh, my God.
Yeah, Scott's just in time for the joke. Yeah, I wanted to make a joke when you went to wash your hair. Like, oh, you got to clean out that cream out of your hair, all that cream pies.
Yeah. That's not correct. And it was 16 pies, all for Toys for Tots.
16 for $20 each. That's really good.
It's not too bad. It was a business networking trunk or treat. They'll have a lot of those this weekend.
Last year you got 24.
Last year I got 11. I was aiming
11.
for 24 this year to double the number. And all for Toys for Tots. And yes, Gary, you're mistaken. Halloween is on Monday. The city codes, kids can go out until 9:00, and then they'll have a bunch of trunk or treats and a bunch of activities this weekend. There's about 72 different events going on this weekend in Springfield and surrounding areas.
When we were kids, we always went out over the weekend.
Well, that might have been where you were located at because they wanted you to go out on a special night or something. But
yeah.
Yeah, when I was a kid, we always went out on Halloween night.
Absolutely. I remember one time where I grew up, we put our snowsuits on and then put our costumes on and went out trick-or-treating in the snow.
I've done that.
The costumes over the snowsuit. That's funny.
Yep. That's great. Now, I know there's a lot of things going on real quick. I'm going to be busy today playing music again, but I wanted to let you guys know Queen released a new song last night. Yes,
Okay.
Queen.
With
Freddie
Mercury?
Not with Freddie Mercury. No, he's passed on. But
they keep trying to make themselves out to be still this great band. But it's like, no.
I will send you the link to the YouTube of the new song. Adam sounds just like Freddie.
Oh, Adam singing.
Adam.
Oh, okay.
Adam Lambert. Yeah. Lambert.
Yeah. And this is the first time that they've released a new stuff since February 5th, 1991. And it's really, really good. It's a ballad. It's really cool. But he sounds just like Freddie. It's really, really cool. I suggest everybody go check it out because it's really a neat song.
Yeah, they release they released a song from '88 a few weeks ago, right?
Yeah, they re-released the song from '88, and Adam was singing Freddie's parts, and it will be on the new album, but they did release it, and it was just to see what the people would think about it if they actually thought it was Freddie or what. So
that's very cool, Scott. Okay, I wasn't excited until you said that. Well, the other person I like is the guy that was with the official Queen cover band. And boy, that guy sounds like Freddie Mercury.
Yeah, he was with Extreme for a short time. Yes.
What a voice on that guy.
It should rename the band, I think.
They're not going to Martin. They're not going to rename the band, if I may, because of the fact it's still the same group, the same core, and Adam sounds just like Freddie, and they sell out tours all around the world, stadium tours and everything. And it's worked for them for so long. And there was an interview that Sammy Hagar did with Brian May this last week on Axe TV that asked that exact question. Why didn't you change the name? And Brian May said, look, when something works, you don't mess with it. Everybody knows Queen. It was hard to replace anything, and we didn't want to do anything to disrespect Freddie. We found individuals, and we did tributes, and we did other groups like Queen, and then all of a sudden they found the new person, Adam, and it's just worked out for them, and they're making new music, and they're so excited they haven't been in the studio. Like I said, released the last album since 1991.
Well, I'm calling them Princess.
Well, so you know, funny. I look back at like bands like you had Jefferson Airplane,
and then Jefferson Starship,
and then just Starship,
and then just Starship. And and I get it when you change the name of a band like that. Queen, the thing that pisses me off about Queen is when they were trying to make the film early on, and they had what's his name, the English comedic actor, and he got pissed at them because they wanted Freddie's character to die halfway through the film, and then the rest of the film was going to be just about the band going on without him. And he's like, it's the Cohen guy. I can't think of his first name.
Sacha Baron Cohen.
Yeah, Sacha Baron Cohen. He's like, look, mate, no one's going to watch half a movie without Freddie in it. And so they got pissed, and so it never happened. And then finally the movie gets made. They changed a lot of things and still made it more about Freddie Mercury.
Yes, but it's also about the dynamics of the group, about how he had such a voice and his vision to be able to do things with the group. And I think Adam has done a lot of that as well, because they weren't going to tour, and they've now booked a world tour. It's going to be phenomenal. It's going to be great. And Adam does a great Who Wants to Live Forever version.
No, I like him. He's got a really good voice. And I've always said that the singers that I felt, known, George Michael was one I thought should have stepped in early on, and we lost him for anything.
He turned it down. Did he turn it down?
What a mistake.
Nope, it wasn't, because then he was known for his stuff, and for Wham, he did not want to be known as the front guy of Queen. He already had his own
Boy, he could
celebrity.
do it. He really had that voice. And then, of course, the kid that has been singing for the official cover band, he nails Freddie Mercury's voice.
Yeah, he gets it right on pitch. Yep.
He has a very high arch in his mouth, and he's able to get that. And his teeth, he's got the large bite, and so he's able to get that same resonating sound that Freddie got from having his, because he had a big mouth, dude.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And then
no jokes about that, people. That's Freddie
And I will
Mercury,
say
man.
that George Michael did fill in with Queen in England when they did a Wembley Stadium tour.
No, I didn't know that. I knew that he appeared in the that special AIDS concert for
that is the one
for AIDS. Well, he only did one song with that one. They had actually, that was one of the early times I saw Seal, because Seal sang in there. I can't remember what song he did, but I liked it, what he did with
I
Queen.
have that concert on DVD.
Do you have that?
Oh yeah.
What song did Seal do? Because I love it.
I cannot remember. I haven't seen it in at least 7 years.
I think for some reason I think it was Killer Queen, but I can't remember.
Yeah, he did Killer Queen.
Was it? Oh my God, that's how good it was. I have not heard it since that aired on TV.
Dude,
and it stuck in my head.
My family mistook George Michael for Mercury in that song.
Well, he had that range.
He was channeling, man. He was channeling.
He had a range, and that's the thing I liked about him. And the dude, and he's still got a big career. He's still does a lot of Queen songs, covers, does them live, just him and piano. The dude that sounds like him. And it's really good. But I did not know that they were doing that with Adam Lambert. And Adam is one of those guys, because I remember him singing a Queen song. And I was like, holy shit, this guy's got range.
Well, that's what allowed him to be able to win or to get noticed, because he did sing Queen songs during American Idol. And it was one of those factors of Brian May happened to be watching TV one day, or someone told him about it. That's what it was. Someone told him about it. And he's like, what? And after the show, they contacted him.
I think that's amazing. I got to admit, now I'm interested in this. I am, because I'm not going to say who I think is an asshole, but I think there's a member of Queen that's just an asshole, and he was part of the problem that was going on with Sacha Baron Cohen, and he's been the guy that kind of, in a way, kind of tried to act like Queen is more than just Freddie Mercury kind of attitude. And it's like. And I don't want to say a name because
you're talking about a certain drummer, possibly.
Yeah, and it's not normal for me, because I'm a drummer, to talk smack about another drummer, and that guy can go F himself. I don't like him for what he did, but I think that the other members, and I think May is one of the people.
Brian May.
Yeah, Brian May kind of shut him down eventually.
He did. They had to talk, and he also, that's part of in the interview with Sammy Hagar, they were talking about, look, you need to reel this in, because we are a group. We're all more than just one person.
Yeah, exactly. And Kingsport Cal, I absolutely do not agree with you even slightly. Seal is actually a very handsome guy, but he was scarred from lupus as a kid, and he's got those scars on his face, and despite those scars, he stands out there. He's not afraid. He just stands out there. He's a good-looking dude.
Heidi Klum liked him. Heidi Klum liked him.
She cheated on him too, though. And
yes, she did.
Broke that guy's heart.
And some people say he looks. Some people say he looks better after he shaved his head.
I liked it when he had hair, but I got to be honest. His bald really I don't know, gave him an air of I don't know. It just made him more serious looking. When he was younger and had the hair and had the crazy hairdo, he just looked like your typical pop star.
And then when he did
all of a sudden he was serious.
And then when he did the song "Kiss from a Rose" for the Batman movie, second Batman movie, all of a sudden it was like, wow.
Third movie.
Third movie. Sorry.
It's okay. And I got to tell you, it was already released as a single, and they scooped it up and had him shoot a whole new video for it and re-released it. It really hit the charts.
It went a lot higher than it did when it previously released.
When it was previously released. And what a great song. And the thing I liked about Seal, I know we started with Queen, and I'm going off on a tangent with Seal, is he has that thing where he doesn't like to put the lyrics on his albums because he thinks it's more important what you think the words are than what they actually are.
What you think the interpretation is, exactly.
And someone said that.
And someone was asking in the comments just a second ago if he still sees Heidi. No, they do not see each other anymore.
You do not. I used to like her until that happened, and I just don't respect people who do that. Cheat on their spouse. If you got to cheat on somebody, it's time to break up.
It's a shame too, because they were a cute couple doing the Halloween costumes together.
Yeah,
every year.
Yeah, they were really well known for that.
Yeah. Oh, I just looked it up. The prominent scars on Seal's face is due to a type of lupus, like I said, called discoid lupus erythematosus. That's erythematosis.
Say that 10 times fast.
The condition affects the skin and leaves large pox scars. So, and he got it when he was a kid. Yep. There you go. So there you go. Just like I said, I think he's a good-looking dude, and despite those scars, and the song that got me was "Crazy."
"Crazy" was really good. That was the song most people know him for and recognize.
Well, I heard that one first right after he did the live Queen concert for the AIDS benefit, and not to be mistaken with the Live Aid concert, which was different. That was for feeding children in Africa.
Completely different.
But I just thought that was great. But Queen was in that one too, and Freddie is famous for what he did in that concert with the Live Aid concert. And
they almost
I think
didn't
he was
do
at
that
Wembley.
One.
He was at the Wembley Stadium.
It was at Wembley Stadium.
Yeah. And I thought they did a halfway decent job of recreating that in the film. But the big one of that show, though, oddly, and some people criticize him for it, and I don't. I mean, he was just happy like what do you call it? A child at a Christmas party. It was Phil Collins, because Phil Collins played at Wembley and then flew and played at New York.
Other way around.
Yeah. Or was it the other way around?
No, it was the other way around. He was in New York and then went to Wembley. He was the only artist known for playing both concerts at the same day in two different places around the world.
Yeah, because he took the supersonic plane back when it still existed. We should still have that. I don't care about that one crash. I mean, thousands upon thousands of flights in one crash, and all of a sudden, the SST has to be retired. We shouldn't have that plane around. It's like, what are you talking about, man? You can fly over the ocean in an hour? God. My flight from New York to London was 12 hours. That was a long flight. But anyway.
Imagine doing that in an hour and a half, and just.
I know.
It changes the concept, because now all of a sudden you don't have time to get jet lagged.
Yeah, there's no such thing as jet lag with an hour and a half flight. But I got to tell you, Phil Collins is also the only musician that played in all of them.
Who played in both concerts.
Who effed up a song. He effed up.
He did, absolutely, live.
And he smiled when he did it.
And the crowd just kept singing the song.
Yeah, he hit a bad grace note. And he just kind of like smiled his way through it. He was playing Against All Odds. I remember that. I would listen to that in 25, 30 years, and I still remember that. It was just so funny when he hit the wrong note, and he went, he just got that look on his face and just kept going with Against All Odds.
Yeah, it was quite. The camera's quite caught a quite nice facial expression.
And he ended up playing drums with the Who, which pissed off a bunch of fans and another drummer that was expecting to play. Was that right? Was it the Who that he played for? Or was it
no
Led Zeppelin?
I got to research that. I don't remember on that.
I don't think it was Zeppelin, because they usually
it was one of the two bands, because both bands had lost their drummer, and with Keith Moon and Bonham. Was it Bonham? Wasn't it
John Bonham? Yeah,
John
but they
Bonham
usually
died.
tap Jason Bonham, his son.
Yeah, Jason Bonham fills in for his dad.
That might be it. Because I just remember he played for one of the big rock bands who lost their drummer, and it pissed somebody off, and it pissed some fans off. And I thought, look, man, the guy was getting his one shot in life and took it. And whether I agree with it or not, don't shit on him.
That was probably the fans and wanted his son Jason to fill in for him because he does a phenomenal job.
Oh yeah. The only person that can play like John Bonham's Jason Bonham.
Absolutely.
I've got the first thing that pops up is him playing In the Air Tonight, actually, Not Against All Odds. Remember his mullet that Phil had back in the 80s?
Yes.
Yeah. I actually did like this. He performed Long Way to Go with Sting. I thought that was fun.
Yep.
And he did.
Now, did you know, while you're looking up other stuff there about Phil Collins, did you know
Jimmy Page, it was Led Zeppelin. Jimmy Page still blames Phil Collins for disastrous Led Zepp showing it at Live Aid.
Yep. Because they needed a drummer and he was filling in, and that was at the Live Aid concert. Mm-hmm. But the song In the Air Tonight, good morning, Mr. Chris. In the Air Tonight.
Hi, my name's Chris. I'm on the show. I was born in England. Fuck you guys.
Yeah, that is not Chris because he's not pumping iron.
Yeah, what's going on? Why aren't you
It's an imposter.
Out, the girls
I actually can't stay, but I was listening and I figured it's long overdue. It's time that I issued a public apology to Seal. I'm sorry I slept with your wife.
You son of a bitch.
Now, that was his first wife, not Heidi, right?
Yeah, that was you betted the ugly one, right?
The ugly
one. Both. I'm a repeat offender.
I'm a repeat offender.
All right, what I was going to say was...
I wanted to drop in and say hi to everyone. I've got a lot going on right now, but I want to wish everyone a happy Halloween and love you all. And again, I'm grateful to be a part of Pop Culture Minefield. Thank you.
Chris, can I ask you a question before you go? What is coming up on Tuesday's show by chance?
Tuesday's show. I've been thinking about it. I've got a few options. Maybe lay them on the table. I'm seeing if I can approach a particular person about maybe being a guest, because I was thinking about doing some sci-fi like Battle Beyond the Stars and Galaxy of Terror, but it's probably too short notice, so I might have to postpone that one. I was thinking about talking about Primal, Genndy Tartakovsky, but it's still kind of up in the air at the moment. So I will let Gerry know, and hopefully we'll get a thumbnail out as soon as possible. But did you have any ideas? Was there something that's been on your mind?
No, nothing on my mind. I just thought that since you were on, you could talk about it, but way to be cryptic. But tune in on Tuesday for your show and find out more about what you're going to talk about.
Thank you. Oh, you know what, though? I will tonight at 8 o'clock Central Time, I believe. Yes, Central Time. I will be a guest on another live stream, which is A Drink with Crazy, who has been tied into the whole Iron Age thing. So we're going to be talking about the future of independent filmmaking tonight, and maybe that's a subject I can expand upon on Tuesday. I'm not sure. Yeah. I'm just making this up as I'm going along, you know. So
make it up as you go along. Very good.
Gerry was being the host.
Find out more about it. Tune in on Tuesday morning at 10 o'clock Central Standard Time.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Scott. I appreciate that. You're always looking out for me. And das Wolfen, Nasvaratu Bubengraben with the Noma Schwanzlucker. Good to see you. And Martin, I need to make up some sort of bumper to put before I say your name as well. And Gary, oh yeah, I can't curse on the show anymore, so never mind. I love you, Gary.
we have, again, the owner of the network, when I was on that phone call on Tuesday, again reiterated, as well as the director told Don, no, we don't want Gary censored. We don't want the show censored. You guys talk any way you want to. But then Don goes, but I want to run as clean a show as possible. And I'm like, I'm agreeing with Don with us. But Chris, if you want to drop if you feel it's necessary, go ahead, drop the F-bomb.
Okay.
The thing that Don is wanting from us is some professionalism to where, and this is how I phrase it. I said, I will always make sure that if I do drop an F-bomb, that I use it properly in a sentence. That way the kids are, and you should point out and go, for any children that's listening to the show, just remember, I use that properly in a sentence.
I'm kind of used to curving my swearing anyway because of my kids, and we had a time where one of my older daughter was starting to get a little too comfortable with it at too early an age. After we let her watch some rated R movies with swearing, and we're like, okay, gotta put the foot down on this stuff. I don't mind not swearing. Matter of fact, sometimes it's funny to find ways to kind of swear without swearing. My favorite is screaming out, "Holy shucking fit!" So
nice,
anyway,
nice.
I gotta run. Love you guys, and have a great weekend. Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween. You'll have to inform him the next time you talk to him about how I do not curse or anything of that sort.
Yeah, you don't cuss at all. You're like G-rated dad. Now I was too, and I was wanting to tell him that the day that I stopped curbing my language around Zoe was the morning. She was 12 years old, and she went out with her girlfriends to the mall. They were chaperoned there, but the parents weren't sitting with them. They were sitting at another table. And Zoe butt dialed me. And what I thought of my daughter changed that day. she with her friends just said, I sat there and listened to them for a little bit, and eventually I had to hang up because it was breaking my heart listening to my daughter and her friends talk about things. And when she came home, I looked at her and I said, "You butt dialed me." And she goes, "I did?" And I went, "Yeah, I got to listen to 15 minutes of you and your friends." And her face went blank. And I said, "I'm not PGing this shit up for you anymore. I'm going to talk the way I normally talk. And you don't get to yell at me for cussing." Because like when I get on video games, I would cuss sometimes and she'd yell at me, "Dad!" No, you don't get to say that anymore. I heard you and your friends, you filthy monkeys. And so, yeah, that changed everything for me.
It's always good when you find out you have a different perspective of your kids.
Oh, I'm telling you, man.
Mine was more of a promise, so
to your mom.
I can't do nothing. Yeah, to my mom on her deathbed. So she didn't want me to be like my dad. So it was one of those things that she asked me never to do, and I was like, okay.
Yeah, my dad, before he died, he asked me, "Please don't be an asshole anymore." And I went, "I love you, Dad."
But nah.
So I was going to say real quick, because I'm getting ready to get out of here as well. More music that the audio guy has to play today. But In the Air Tonight, Phil Collins' famous song, for years he said was about a story of an individual, and he saw a person in concert.
No, that was a story that was told. His story has always been consistent that it was about his wife.
Correct.
Which is why he lost the lawsuit.
And then he changed that up recently, and it was completely made up.
Yeah, the true story is, and this is what pisses me off. And I don't know where this happened, that whether it was in the United States or in the United Kingdom, that he lost in a lawsuit by his ex-wife, that because those songs were about her, even though her name is never said, she got a percentage of that. And that's bullshit. Because, I mean, if that's true, if that's the case, then what's her name that writes nothing but about guys she breaks up with, that
Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift shouldn't be making a dime off of her songs, because it's obvious who she's singing about in each song.
Well, the music industry has changed a lot in regards to that because of that lawsuit. And it does allow other artists, we're not going to say her name, Taylor Swift, to be able to produce and create songs about individuals that they're around. But there's a lot of artists that do that because the industry has changed quite a bit.
Yeah, it's just, I just get so angry about that shit. God. Anyway.
And I thought that was, I could be probably wrong here, but I thought that lawsuit was in the U.S. because they had already separated and she moved to the U.S. from England to get away from him.
Yeah, and all he ever tried to do was be, he was in a band and she wanted somebody that was home. And the song Misunderstanding is the one that really breaks your heart when you listen to him trying to get back with her and finding out that she's with another guy.
Yeah, she's with another guy, yeah. But you know what? There's a lot of great songs and great artists out there. And I'm going to do something, Gary, if it's okay.
Hello, Sticks.
There's a lot of people in the comments. Have them post groups or songs that they like. And maybe we can expand on this at another time. And I hope everyone has a great day today.
Absolutely agree with you. I'm going to show something here real quick. This was the other thing that destroyed me as Zoe's father, was this drawing on her wall.
Oh.
I walked in and saw that, and that was written on her by her. And I walked in because her two friends were there. All three of them were involved in this drawing. And she was 14. I walked in and I said, "Hey, what do you girls want to have for dinner?" And something got my attention peripherally. And I slowly turned and I saw that. And I just was staring at it. And the girls started cackling like a bunch of crazy chickens. And I turned and I said, "I'm going to go make dinner. And when I come back, that better be gone." He said, "I'm not deleting it." I said, "I want it off the wall. I don't care what you do with it. I want it off the wall." I was pissed when I saw that. And she took it off the wall and she's kept it. She still has it because it was drawn by her and her best friends. And I think the last thing I said is, just because you put a smiley face on the end of that does not make that look friendly. And they laughed at that. And I was not joking. And when I came back, it was gone. It's a drawing. So what are you going to do? It's art. You can't censor art. That's dumb. But anyway, yeah. Raising Zoe. She wants me to write a book about it because of just the hell she put me through. And she just confessed something the other day. And I think you were there for that, Anima. That two of the incidents where family services showed up at my house, I thought it was my ex and her family doing it. Zoe accidentally caused that to happen by something she did at school or said at school, being a dummy, because she was dumb. She was very smart, but very dumb. All kids are dumb. You say stupid shit when you're a kid. And I looked at her during that conversation. I'm like, really? I went, you let me blame your mother and her family for that? You know, what a little snot she was, letting blame go to other people. Because she was afraid of getting in trouble. No, it was when she was talking to Anima, and it was when she was here the other night. She dropped by to see me and said it standing next to me. I'm proud of her. I'm still proud of her. That girl
the things the kids put us through.
She has only asked for money from me twice. And that was when she moved back to Springfield from Arizona. When she was in Arizona, man, she was killing it there at Jimmy John's. just making a good living. She was a manager. She became a manager when she turned 18. They wanted to make her a manager before that, but she was 17 and she wasn't allowed to. She's a very good worker, and I look forward to seeing what she does before I die as far as career goes. And Anima, yes, she is. Anima finally got to meet my daughter. I forced them to meet each other. It was cute. I tricked them into having a conversation. I said, yeah, Zoe, show up. I want to talk to you. She goes, is anybody else here? I went, no. Lied right to Zoe because she's afraid of me bringing her on the show live. You got to go, buddy? All right, man.
Bye, Scott.
Bye, Scott.
Take it easy, Scott. All right. Hey, Six is here. Who else has dropped in? Let's see.
A bunch of people.
First, Scott Lewis was number one in the room. D. Bud Martin. Lord Thoth. All hail Lord Thoth. Anima Confusa, love of my life. Werewolf Jeebus. Hello, Jeebus. Welcome. Thank you. Come again. Dr. Dragon. Or is that a stutter? Dragon. Alex Moore. Penny. Dork Knight's mom. Wolverine 626. Kingsport Cal. Lindsay, the Cynical Gate. Jester of Sin. Scribe Light. Christopher Moonlight Production, who was on here. 6. And Real Wade Nation. Good morning, everybody. I'm not normally here on Friday. Keith had to go pick up his aunt and do some family stuff today. So I said, don't worry about it. I guess I'll pop in. Woke up late. And what's funny is I actually woke up at 7:30 this morning, ready to go. But then I just sort of relaxed in bed and I drifted into a dream. You know, when you're in that halfway awake, halfway asleep state, my alarm had gone off and I didn't have another alarm set. And I went into that dream state and thought it was reality and fell back to sleep. I woke up at 9:55 and I'm like, ah! So, but it was a nice dream. I had a very pleasant dream. I like my dreams. The only ones I don't like is when I don't have TV going, because I'll drift into what do you call them? Night terror type dreams, home invasion. Where I have to commit violence, and I don't like those. So I leave comedies or like I found Perry Mason really works because there's a lot of talking head stuff going on. So they're always talking on Perry Mason. And so that played really low in my headset because I sleep with a headset on. Keeps me from having my dark dreams. And I end up having some really pleasant, wild dreams. And I have lucid dreams, if you know what that means. Anima has those too. We talked about it, where you are aware. You're physically aware in your mind of being in a dream. And I will even have avatars of myself appear to remind me, hey, man, this is just a dream. It's okay. Go with it, baby. Go with it. Which, one of the worst nightmares I had as a kid was I got stuck in a barn loft. And I knew there were spiders all over the place in this old barn. And I was in a panic and I was trying to get out. And I kicked open the loft, the hayloft window, doors, and looked out. And I was standing down below looking up at me. And it's like, hey, man, it's a dream. You're okay. They can't hurt you. I went, oh, okay. Thanks, me. No, I don't. Actually, I got to tell you, Rowan, I don't have Perry Mason dreams. It's like what goes on is the dialogue will feed into a dream and will cause me to move in directions of whatever conversation I'm hearing. So I'll have like dreams about all kinds of stuff. It's pretty crazy. I discovered this back in, I think it was around 99, 2000, that sleeping with the TV on stopped me from having my PTSD driven nightmares. And it helped me. I can get a good night's sleep now because of Abbott and Costello was really what I started with. Remember, they had a TV series. A lot of people don't know that.
Yep.
They had a TV series in the 50s, and I would run that constantly on video. It would play, and then it would auto rewind and start again.
I've been a bad right side of your brain today because I forgot that there was another from Jeebus to just arriving at the chat. This is the first thing.
All right, so here's my new backdoor video.
That's a good one.
Yeah. So, yeah, I actually thought for a second, I can't remember the line in Raspberry Beret. Was it looking out or going in the outdoor or going in the back door? I couldn't remember. So I went and listened to it. I can't use that one, but I do know a song that does have it. In fact, it's got it in the title. So I'm like, I'll go to CCR. Because I am a fan of John Fogerty. But yeah, I'm going to share some little memes I've done in the past. I'm not going to get the draw because I haven't set anything up. I just had a really terrible morning of waking up late, so I'm not going to get to do a lot of the stuff I do. I send this to Keith every Christmas. This was really good when she was still alive. Betty White is actually older than sliced bread, and it's true. It's a fact. She was born before bread was commercially sliced. This one I've always liked. Patrick Stewart doing a dick push-up. And all you got to be able to do is, Jack Black said, is you just got to be able to do one. That's good enough. I always love this one. Happy Father's Day. It was from the clip where he shot his dad when he was on the shitter. Jazz hands. Little memes that I like to make. I like to make my own memes. Like this one. What kind of clown do you take me for? The dead kind. Yeah, I made a few of these. Like this one's one I made. Every time you say that someone or something is very unique, you force Batman to hurt Robin. Because there are not gradient levels of uniqueness. There's only unique or it's not unique. There are no varying degrees. I did this one. Happy All Saints Day, the day when saints rise from the dead and feast on the brains of believers and non-believers alike. Oh, man. Catholic jokes. I like this one I made. Archie Bunker. Do you know that 60% of all deaths in America are caused by guns? And Archie asked the great question, would it make you feel any better, little girl, if they'd been pushed out a window? Man, he was hitting them out of the park since 1968. A lot of people don't know All in the Family started in 68. This one I made, yeah. No wonder it smells like someone died in the bathroom. This one cracked Anima up when she read this one. Go ahead, enjoy that one. You reading it, John?
I've already seen it. You've
Okay.
posted it several times.
Yeah, I like to post it every once in a while on Facebook. This one is actually something I said to somebody. I didn't say it exactly that way. I said to somebody, I think, I'll give you 10 reasons why I think you're stupid. 1, you're stupid. Now multiply that by 10. It works. And anybody who knows my friend Ultra Rob will love that one.
Ooh,
It's Ultraman. Ultraman and Ultra Rob. That's Ultra Rob's mouth. Anima knows now that when you hear me make noises like I'm doing my impression of Rob, Ultra Rob, when he comes in the room. He'll just be sitting there. You'll be doing something and he'll just suddenly go, it's like, why are you making noises? He just makes weird noises. I like this one. I wrote that one. It's not a drinking problem. I get drunk, I throw up, I feed my dog. Cycle of life, baby. He's eating his throw up. If you
Hey, Pops is here.
Pops?
Yeah.
It makes me want to watch All in the Family. I love All in the Family, dude. It's one of my favorite shows. I never liked Dick Cheney, so I made this one. Welcome to Walmart. Go fuck yourself. So I remember a joke about him being what do you call it? A Walmart greeter now that he's not in office. Let's see. Oh, this is one I actually like. This one. This is Steve Niles took this photo, and I made it because a lot of people didn't understand the reference. I did. Fiend Without a Face, straight from the movie. I like that he did that. Steve and I grew up in the same area in Virginia, and we shopped at a lot of the same stores. And it's weird because we suspected that we probably crossed paths a few times. I'm very fond of this one. Count Dracula, Atheist Vampire. It's not that I have an aversion to your religious relics. It's that I have an aversion to you pushing your religious beliefs on me. I did this just a whole series of I just like making fake memes with fake quotes, I should say. I just checked, and yep, I got 2 pockets full of go fuck yourself, Ron Jeremy. This is one of my favorite. It's moments like this that make me happy. I can rely on my training as a porn star to see me through. Here's another one I made. Am I having a happy hump day? I would be if you'd leave the room. It's watching doggy porn. If you don't recognize that computer, you're a sad human being.
Look at this.
Yeah, clearly Dick Cheney would work in Walmart Sporting Goods, recommending bucket bird shot to every customer. This one cracked me up because this is a real dude. In 2012, 425-pound, 55-year-old Santa Ana gang member, Victor Joseph Espinoza, tried to kidnap the 10-year-old boy outside the boy's soccer practice. The boy escaped Espinoza by breaking free of his grip and then really just sort of walked away. Because this guy ain't chasing anybody. I like it. Yeah, this pissed off a friend of mine to where he unfriended me. Because he was the one the joke was made about. So he said something stupid on my page, and I corrected him. He tried to correct me, and I pulled in a New York Times best-selling author to explain why my grammar is better than his. The other dude that was trying to correct me. And New York Times best-selling author John Del Vecchio told him, says, no, Gary's right. You have to know when you're seeing conversational English and when you're hearing literal or literature level English. There are 2 different kinds of writing. And Gary's using it correctly. And I went, nah. So I won't say who that friend is. Where the hell is your military bag? Of course, you know that's a true story. My first sergeant. And this is one of my favorite memes making fun of the Air Force. The expressions on their faces is what made it funny. It's not my fault. We're Air Force. And you have to know why that's important, and military vets get that joke, is because you have to know how to shoot a back azimuth and do an 8-digit grid coordinate in order to call in a fire mission or air support to your position. And here's one of my favorites that I don't think anybody ever gets when I do it. It's an image of Jesus and Colonel Sanders in this restaurant. And I wrote, Jesus saying, no shit, salt is the secret ingredient. I had no idea. And I'm Jesus. Why nobody ever gets that joke? I don't know. It cracks me up. All my jokes are for me. They're for me to laugh at. I like this one. Things I hate. Number 1, vandalism. 2, irony. 3, lists. Oh, that cracked me up. Oh, yeah. Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise tries to enter Afghanistan. You must be this tall to enter Afghanistan. Like it's a ride. They wouldn't let him in Afghanistan. Oh, there it is. Queen, Face It. Alone. Official video. I'll have to watch it after show. I wish we could show it, but can't do it. Yeah, that's all I feel like sharing today. So, oh my goodness. I'm going to go ahead and play this video because I feel like this is halfway through the show. So,
hello, Good evening and welcome to the middle of the film.
Boom, baby. I'll play till the bottom of the hour for the next, what is it? 40 minutes.
Yeah.
There we go. So anybody else want to talk about anything? Because I have nothing to really talk about. I don't want to talk about the stuff that Keith wanted to talk about because that's Keith's stuff. I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
So we'll just do that on either TGIF later today or we'll do it tomorrow.
Well, have any of you seen the new Tales of the Jedi?
No.
I saw it yesterday.
I haven't even watched the new Andor yet.
Well, I
have,
I
but
did
it's
it yesterday
failing.
too.
The show is failing. We're probably going to include that. We're probably going to talk about 2, maybe 3 shows. One show I don't think that Anima's going to want to watch is Guillermo.
Cabinet of Curiosities.
Cabinet of Curiosities.
Hello,
hey,
Joe.
Joe. Good morning, buddy.
Good morning, guys. Good morning. I had to make breakfast or I'd have been here sooner.
I have not had my breakfast. In fact, I didn't even make coffee. I'm still drinking my caffeinated. I always drink caffeinated water. I have water that I add those little energy drink mix things to, and I just drink them. So I have caffeine all day.
Hey, someone
What
is
you
in
need
trouble.
to do is buy the.
No, I have not watched it. I have watched the first 2 episodes. That was before we discussed it. So I've been waiting to finish the show with you.
Which show?
Andor.
Oh, okay.
It's a good show, but it's not Star Wars.
Yeah, it's. I mean, let me preface this by saying I think it's the best thing they've done so far besides The Mandalorian. But you're right; it's not Star Wars.
It doesn't feel like Star Wars for a
Joe,
reason.
Joe,
'Cause it's very
that's a
dark.
very low bar.
I know that's a very low bar. Look,
I like.
I'm one of those guys
so
that
I
turned
don't
off
agree.
Book of Boba Fett after the first episode.
Well, it
I
was
mean,
terrible.
it
They
was horrible.
intentionally made that.
And
bad.
I never watched 1 minute of
They
Obi-Wan.
wanted to
I
do
knew after
damage to
Boba
Boba
Fett. That was
Fett.
gonna
You
be
got to
garbage.
remember, dude. They want to kill the past, and Boba Fett is part of the past.
Yeah, yeah.
So
That
they
wasn't
made
Boba
show-
Fett. That was Beta Fett. That was an old man
Again,
trying to get
hold
into
on,
heaven. It was
hold on.
ridiculous.
There's more to this. There's more to this. They threw Jon Favreau under the bus for that show. He wasn't even working on the show. He was down in Georgia working on the next season of Mandalorian. And when I knew something was up when that interview, and they talked about how the star that plays Boba Fett says that
He was talking too
he
much.
tried to circumvent Jon Favreau, so he went to one of the production managers that was there and said, "Hey, can I give these lines to her instead of me saying them?" Because he felt Boba Fett was talking too much. And that dude, of course, called Favreau, and Favreau said, "Read what's in the script." And I'm like, that means Favreau's not in charge, because Favreau is absolutely an ad lib dude. He loves ad lib.
Yeah, and he's a Star Wars fan.
Yeah,
so
and
he's
I'm
not
like,
gonna.
that didn't sound right, and so I immediately called it right then and there that he didn't have anything to do with it, and the show got screwed up, and it's horrible. They ruined.
They what?
Boba Fett. They ruined him.
They ruined it,
Brian.
Ruined it, and then of course they
yeah.
even went so far as to kill the past by changing the name of his ship. Now it's just called Boba Fett Starship.
Yeah, it's not the
Yeah.
Slave One.
Jefferson
Yeah.
Starship. Hey,
They
we
just
have Mexican Iron
absolutely
Man
are
here.
so disrespectful. Oh yes, speaking of disrespectful, Mexican Iron Man's here.
Oh my God,
It's because he
Yes.
shits on me all the time. He's always
Excellent.
shitting on me, not me shitting on
Mikey,
him.
that is just his opinion.
No.
I do
He
not
shits
share
on
it.
me a lot. I show up on Midnight's Edge, and the first thing out of his mouth is, "Hey, it's that guy that does 47 shows a week." I'm like, "Oh, thanks, Mikey." But I don't get to go on Midnight's Edge enough. I've cut down to I don't do 2 shows a week, but here I am today doing Keith's show because he had to go pick up his aunt.
Right.
And but I got to tell you, Mikey, I got picked up by a radio station, so I'm feeling like I did something right. I don't know.
Doing something right, I would say.
And I think it's I really think it's what Mikey points out with me, that I'm likable, I'm affable, and I'm entertaining.
That's what we tell you anyway.
Sir Stream a lot. Oh my God!
Right.
I told
Sir
you
Stream a lot.
on me. It's all over me.
What'd you say, Scott?
What's Scott?
That's what we tell him, that we like him.
Right.
All right.
I believe you guys. You're lying to me, Scott.
Only day and why. Tomorrow there's still hope for you.
Right.
Yeah, and I refuse to buy any iteration of Slave One now.
Yeah.
Until it has Slave One on it. I'm
yeah,
not gonna
getting
buy
back
their
to the
model
Andor
kit.
thing, the show is good, but it's not because of the main character. The main character is about as milquetoast as you can get, but the supporting characters are really cool. I mean, you get into them. So, yeah.
I'm sorry. That's amazing, dude. I love that comment. Oh my God, Sir Stream a lot.
Sir Streams a lot. That's it.
Dude, I have to do something here.
And with that said, he knows why I did the morning shows. The morning shows
Wow.
were to get me to stop being nervous about streaming. Like if I don't have somebody here, I wouldn't know what to do. I'd be terrified. I was afraid to stream alone. And he knew that. And now I'm not. I'm not afraid to do a show. Just like if you guys weren't here, I'd still be doing the show.
Mm-hmm.
And it is because I started doing the morning stream and getting to know the chat. And it kind of takes me back to Johnny Carson, because Johnny Carson is a huge idol of mine. And Mike knows that. And I loved how he interacted with his audiences. You remember that? On the Today Show?
Yeah, he was awesome. Yeah.
He would interact with his audience, and that's how I wanted to be. I've always wanted to be like a mixture, and I am kind of a mixture of Norm Macdonald meets Don Rickles meets Johnny Carson, because they were my 3 favorite comedic personalities. And
Does
Johnny
that make
Carson,
me Ed McMahon?
Ed McMahon. No, Keith is Ed McMahon. Keith is, because that's why I said I started doing shows just to make him laugh, because I can make him laugh. I broke him yesterday.
You almost broke me yesterday.
I broke him. He was broken. And I got to tell you, Mikey, if you haven't seen anything, go to just before the hour mark, the end of the first hour of our Fantasy Thursday, where we talk, when he started talking about the banners. And I'm like, why didn't somebody change this? Why didn't they change this? And I just went into it, and that was it. Keith was broken. It took him a while to unbreak. He was just, it was funny watching him just lose it, and he couldn't talk anymore. And just, even Anima's a little broken by what I did. And I did it very serious faced, because I thought that would make it funnier doing it, because I'm making fun of the show, not considering that, because Ann Sarnoff decided to to race swap that member of the family, and they fly under that banner of the blacks. And I said, nobody saw a problem with that in dialogue or anything, or talking about the show, that's not going to sound weird. It's just dumb. Yeah, there she said it too. There she said it. Gerry broke me too, because I had, and she had it labeled the blacks all over her notes, and I'm like, I screwed up her entire thing with her notes. I like doing that.
That's funny. Hey, I owe you an apology. The song released by Queen today is actually an unreleased version with Freddie Mercury. It's actually Freddie Mercury's voice.
No shit.
Yeah, I did more research on that, and I got corrected on a radio show, and I apologize. Adam Lambert does sing it, but the version that they released in the U.S. is actually with Freddie Mercury.
I'm going to be checking that out.
I sent you the YouTube link on it.
So the Face It Alone is his. Is with Freddie Mercury, right?
With Freddie Mercury, yes. It's an unreleased version of the song. that was that he wrote 34 years ago, and they finally released it for an anniversary, and the band decided to release it with him. And Gary, answer your other question. Yes, I'll take care of that.
It's the whole show. Been doing it.
All right.
But anyway, I'm going to be listening to that Queen song after the show. I'm very excited about this, because this kind of reminds me of when they released that song, was it Free as a Bird, the Beatles, which was actually a John Lennon song that they reworked, that he had done his vocals for, that was from his vault. Yoko, I guess, let them have that. And a lot of people didn't like it, but I loved it. I love that they were able to do that.
Yeah,
and
it was a good song.
I thought it was not one of the greatest songs they ever did, but it was one of your typical kind of Beatles kind of songs. And I thought it was nice that they did that. But then again, George Harrison released that one song, When We Were Fab. And I thought they should have done that with the Beatles too. Yeah, even though they didn't have John.
That was a whole nother issue.
I couldn't believe you guys couldn't remember who sat in for Bonham at Live Aid. That I was.
Well,
like,
I said I think it was Phil Collins.
Yeah, it was Phil Collins, and at the time he was the drummer for
pissed.
Power Station. You know, Toby Thompson. Toby Thompson.
Correct.
And
Tony
it took
Thompson.
two guys to make the same sound that one guy could make. I mean, yeah.
Well, I like Tony.
One guy named Bonham because his son can do it too.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Tony Thompson is a power drummer.
And whoever
he
and
died,
whoever's,
didn't he?
whoever's blaming Phil Collins for the bad showing at Live Aid, no, it's Jimmy Page.
That
if
was
you watch
Jimmy
that
Page,
footage,
he was
so messed
out of
up.
his
He was
mind.
drooling on himself. It was
Yeah,
ridiculous.
The one thing that's been said is that what's his name, the lead singer? Oh my God, I got
Robert Plant. Yeah,
Robert Plant.
he
I
didn't
got
even
Lou
want to be on
Graham in
stage
my
with the
head.
guy. You could tell. He kept glaring at him.
He didn't want to be there, but he was glaring at Jimmy Page.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Jimmy
I
Page
remember
was the
that.
guy he was glaring at. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but a lot of the and this pisses me off because a lot of music people, people who think themselves serious, legitimate music people, loved to shit on Phil Collins in the late 80s. You remember that? From 1983 on, because he was one of the biggest pop stars of the time with his music. And of course,
Same reason why they dump on Tom Brady all the time.
Yeah.
He's successful. Yeah.
But my problem with Phil actually was with No Jacket Required. I did say this about him. I said, my problem with Phil is that with No Jacket Required, he sold out or bought in, and he became a corporate.
It's definitely commercial.
Musician. It's all commercial. His first two albums, Face Value and Hello, I Must Be Going, great freaking albums.
Yeah.
Eric Clapton is on Face Value. A lot of people don't know that. Eric Clapton played on that.
Mm-hmm.
Are you a Phil Collins fan, Scott?
I am. Yes. I'm just a music fan in general. I like all music, but I do like Phil Collins. There's some unreleased stuff that I'll have to let you listen to that's really, really cool that I was given one time.
Of his?
Of his, yes.
That's how I can tell Scott's a music man, because my dad's an old DJ, and he used to have his own record shop, and he made more money selling bootlegs than he did anything else.
Well, Steve Niles, the creator of...
That's illegal. We can't say bootleg.
Well, you know what I'm saying. Yeah.
No, we know what you're saying.
The cutting room floor stuff. Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
There was a record store in Springfield. It's right outside Alexandria, Virginia, and that's where Steve Niles used to shop. It was this little. It was in the Springfield Mall in Alexandria, and Steve Niles and I used to shop at this record store because they had They would have B-side stuff. They would have occasionally questionable albums. There were long-playing albums, EPs, extended play. And I got Genesis Live at Wembley Stadium there. That's not an official album.
No.
I bought that from that record store, and they had some really good stuff there. And all the edgy new, hey, what's up, dude? It's Scott's boy there.
Mike.
Yeah. What's up, buddy?
Hi. He wasn't trying to interrupt. He just wanted to say that he loves music so much that he's helping his dad's business and he's running the business as well. So he enjoys music also.
Is this a kid's show that you can't show the audience?
Yes.
Okay. I was going to say pan around, but you can't if it's got kids. So I get it.
Can't right now. People are starting to come in, so I can.
Yeah. Now, one thing I will say is I've actually heard the demos of a lot of Phil's original songs, including In the Air Tonight, and the demo for what is that? The other big drum song that he did off of Hello, I Must Be Going. I Don't Care Anymore.
Yeah.
And it was really cool getting to hear his home studio demos of those. And there are a few more that he's done that he released. To the public. He didn't release them as albums or anything, of demos that he did it in his home studio.
Yeah, the best live one I got was what is it? The guys that did Sultans of Swing, who in the
Mark
MTV
Knopfler.
tune.
Yeah, Mark Knopfler.
Yeah, Mark Knopfler's band, live from Germany, was a double album set.
Dire Straits.
It was one of those.
Dire Straits was really just him.
Yeah, Dire Straits.
It's like when you listen to 9 Inch Nails, the album, it's different than when you listen to him live, because the album is really just him.
Yeah.
He's doing
my favorite
all the
cutting
drums,
room floor
basic
stuff
keyboard.
I've got, just so I can tell Scott before he has to bust out, because I know he's working. My dad gave me an album this my favorite one is the lead singer of Creedence, John Fogerty. He was in a contract dispute for a long time and couldn't publish music. Well, I have some stuff he recorded.
Yeah,
during
the
that
lawsuit from CCR against him is that he's copying himself.
Right. Yeah. It was stupid. I was so happy when Center Field came out. But anyway, I've got that. And probably my favorite thing out of all of it, though, man, is a copy of the King Biscuit Flower Hour with Warren Zevon. That was awesome. I love that thing. So,
yeah. Fun. That's great. That's some good stuff.
Yep.
King Biscuit Flower Power Hour.
You know it, man. Big time.
So, but I just was correcting myself on that, and I apologize. You guys have a great day. There's been several people saying about different groups that they enjoy. Going back to your topic, the music from Mandalorian is really good, and from Andor, it's kind of subtle, but it's not too bad. But from an audio guy, it's really good.
No, I agree. And by the way, I think, Scott, you are a fan of that guy too on YouTube, Kim, that does soundtracks.
Yes.
He does epic versions of soundtracks.
Yes.
Epic Mandalorian. This guy, Samuel Kim Music, if you guys have never checked him out, man, his epic versions of soundtracks are really some of the best you'll ever hear. I got to find the one he did of Mandalorian just so I can play that again. Oh, Tom Cruise's Top Gun epic theme. Because we can play that because it's not the official soundtracks, right?
I'm sorry, you're asking me a question. I can't hear you.
Yep. I can actually play his epic versions because they're not the official sounds.
They're not,
so the studios won't pick it up.
They're not official sounds, but you can still only play 15 to 17 seconds of them because the limit is 28 seconds.
So here we go. Like, I'll play just a few seconds of this one. Let's go to the escalation. Sam Kim, man. Sam Kim is amazing, dude. I love that guy's sound. He'll do everything Star Wars stuff, but it's the Mandalorian version that blew my mind.
Yeah, the Mandalorian was really good. He does some other stuff as well besides Star Wars. It's really talented, really cool.
You need to hear his version of Invincible.
Yeah, that's cool.
Here we go. Let me I'll get into the middle of this Hold on, I gotta close. I didn't want it to do that. Close player. I want to open the main one. I hate it. I go to click on something, and then the player menu pops up as I go to click on it. That last second thing. Move it forward a little bit. I love his themes, man. He really boosts up stuff. What was it? The other one you said, Invincible?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yep, here we go. It really is incredible what he does. Go check it out. If you love theme music, his covers are often better than the originals.
I used to collect soundtracks when I was a kid. I mean, we
Me
couldn't
too.
we couldn't get the movies back then. That was, the closest you could get to the feel of what you had in the theater. You'd buy the Star Wars soundtrack by John Williams, or I had tons of them. And a good score makes a movie. That's a good score can definitely make a movie, no doubt.
And it builds up the anticipation of what's coming next. So, all right, guys, I'm sorry. It's starting to get loud and I had to step outside. Guys, have a great day. Listen to that new Queen song.
Take care, Scott. It's good to see you.
I'm going to be doing it. I will be doing it. Thanks a lot, Scott. Take it easy, buddy. John Carpenter, if John Carpenter writes some very good stuff that's memorable, but when you hear other people that are composers that know how to really score music, they make fun of John Carpenter. It pisses me off when they do it because I love John Carpenter. But my favorite song by him is that rock song he did for Big Trouble in Little China with his band.
Yeah.
But a lot of people don't know this because Ennio Morricone gets credit for writing the theme for the music, composing the music for The Thing. Okay. He only composed that one song, the opening theme, which sounds like something John Carpenter wrote, because John Carpenter, Ennio Morricone was very frustrated working with Carpenter because he wanted more time to work on these themes, and Carpenter was constantly editing the film, so it was screwing up what he was doing with his compositions. So in the end, that's the only thing Ennio Morricone recorded was that opening theme and the end theme. The rest of it is John Carpenter. Why does it flow so well and you don't notice it? It's because even Ennio Morricone's composition sounds like John Carpenter. Boom, 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 boom. That's John Carpenter, the way he writes. So I always felt bad for Ennio with that, because he never wanted to work with him again. He said he would never work with him again. He was so frustrated by the experience. But that's because, he was so busy, editing. And and a lot of people don't know this. If you don't know this, the compositions for movies are often written in the last 2 weeks of a production, and sometimes up to the last minute before a film's being released. They're still making edits on the music, the compositions. John Williams has been known to get frustrated by that. A lot of composers do, and they want more time. And it's one of the things that led to the Superman theme being the way it was in Man of Steel, which, if you didn't know this, a lot of people like that guy. I can't stand him. I always say, if you want droning music that just drones on and on, that's the guy to go to. He knows how to do that better than anybody. I'm not going to say his name. I don't want to shit on him today. But he used to write really good music. He used to write really good music, and then that's his thing. Now, where did it work? Blade Runner 2049, because that's the kind of music that's good for. And what did he do is he just basically worked with the themes that Vangelis, which I don't know why they didn't get Vangelis to come back, because Vangelis was still alive when they did 2049. But all they did is they got him to go in and mimic Monkey Vangelis. He aped Vangelis. Yeah. So I thought it was acceptable, and I liked the soundtrack from 2049. I did, because it just sounded like Vangelis. So he did a good job of aping Vangelis. But his Batman theme works because Batman's dark and it's meant to be droning. I think it worked with that. The Dark Knight trilogy, the soundtrack was fine.
Mm-hmm.
I personally make fun of Danny Elfman's Batman theme. Everybody loves it. I'm like, Family Guy did it too, by the way, if you've never seen it. Family Guy makes fun of Danny Elfman all the time.
Danny Elfman, his transition from
his marches are
music
so goofy
to
sounding
doing scores is just amazing to me because I love his music.
He does marches. Everything's based on the march. But you listen to the way John Williams does a march, and you're like, yes, whoa, rousing Superman theme. That's a march.
Yeah,
he does.
Darth Vader's theme.
Darth Vader.
Yeah,
Star
the
Wars
Imperial March. It's called the Imperial March.
March.
Yeah.
He does marches in a way that just make you want to get up. You know, Danny Elfman is like, everything sounds like The Simpsons.
Yeah.
Everything has the same.
It's whimsical. It's more whimsical than epic.
Carousel music.
And it's too. What's the word? It resounds.
Were you a fan of Oingo Boingo though? Because I was. I was a big fan.
Had one song I loved, and it was used in a movie. And it was called Dead Man's Party.
Dead Man's Party. It was the name of the album that they sold.
I love that song,
of.
dude.
Yeah.
What a great song.
That's the only song of theirs I can remember off the top of my head.
Oh, you're kidding
It's the only one I liked.
Just Another Day is a great song. Just get Dead Man's Party and listen to it. It's one of those albums that has great tracks all through it. Yeah.
Just so you know, at that period of time, I was a fan of the pre-Crowded House band from Australia. Oh my God. The Finn brothers were part of it. Tim and Neil Finn.
Okay.
This is something that Keith and I have in common. We talk Crowded House all the time.
Yeah.
Because I loved Crowded House, and I also loved the band that they were in. It was kind of the beginning of New Wave movement. Elvis Costello and that band were the beginnings of New Wave, and then came the Police. Yeah. And they were the three bands that pushed us into what would be called New Wave. And somebody said, New Wave doesn't exist. It's not a real. And I said, I'm sorry. Here it comes.
I hate to tell you, but it is.
I told this guy,
different sound.
Fuck off. It is not punk. New Wave had a whole different thing, especially when synth New Wave came out with like Flock of Seagulls and stuff like that, and the Eurythmics. They brought the Police, Elvis Costello, and this. Why am I not remembering their band? I can't. This is driving me crazy. I got Google.
But to get back, not to get too far off subject, a score can make an entire show. It can set the tone for an entire movie. Just look at what John Williams has done with how many franchises: Jaws, Star Wars, Superman. I mean, they wouldn't be the same without his music. So, I'll be right back, guys.
Sure. Split Ends. Split Ends was what I was listening to instead of Oingo Boingo, because I thought that was a great band. So Tomb of Dracula's here. Who else has joined? Let's see. Magitech Mags is here. Good morning, Magitech. I made her laugh last night. I said, "Oh, I didn't know you took time out of your schedule to make a TV series for Netflix." It was that show about a girl in the window across the street from another girl, or whatever that show is called. Kylock is here. Good morning. I did say good morning, Pops. Let's see. Shanatsky, Tomb of Dracula, and Bill Barclay from Scotland. Oh, are you having a wee good day? Let's see. Let's see. How much time we got left? We're 10 minutes from the end. Oh, boy. Yeah, and Split Ends was a great band. I really enjoyed their music. And they even did a song. Neil Finn wrote a song with them that he would put on the first album he did with Crowded House, completely different from when they recorded it with the Split Ends. But there is a song from the 1800s that I often forget about, that when you listen to it, it sounds like a pop song written today, because it has an actual melody line that's modern. It's done in a 4/4 time. And I'm like, this is written in 1800s. And I'm listening to it. I'm like, this is amazing. And I can't think of the name of it, but I will find it, and I'll probably show it later. And I just finished my drink. That was it. I'm done. So, the guys want to talk about anything before we go? Bring up anything?
Nope.
We are going to be doing a show here in a couple hours for TGIF. Hoping Keith is available. I'll call and find out, see what's going on with him, see if he can do TGIF. I know he's going to have a rough time this weekend because of his aunt being in town. So, love Shark Attack and Dirty Creature from Split Ends. Yes. Great band. And of course, I always look at Crowded House as what would have happened if Split Ends hadn't broken up. Because Crowded House had 2 members of Split Ends, and eventually 3 members, because Tim Finn eventually joined them for 2 or 3 albums in the 90s. But Split Ends was the one I was talking about, Joe.
Okay.
Instead of listening to Oingo Boingo, I listened to Split Ends. And
well, I was introduced to them through a movie, Weird Science. They did the theme for that, and I started delving into the
music. That's a great song. Weird Science.
Yeah, it's a cool song. But
it was very new wave. And another band I listened to instead of Oingo Boingo was Squeeze.
Yeah, Squeeze is good. Yep.
And I like listening to songs like Up the Junction and Tempted. Are
we talking Black Adam?
We are going to be talking about Black Adam today. I think I'm going to do my spoiler review in the last half hour of the show. So
interested to see how it does this weekend. Very interesting.
This weekend is the make or break because look, they did. Let me go look. I'm going to go look right now. The first weekend, they made over $167 million globally, which is wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kingsport called. They told me to show up in this thing. They told me not to take time to get dressed. Just show up. It's morning coffee, so I'm supposed to show up.
All right. All right. Look at this shit right now. They are at it was 147 million. I'm sorry, I stand corrected.
That's worldwide, right?
Worldwide, and now it's at 156.
I know we reported last night.
You
me and
had
my brother
people going to see the movie over the week at matinees or late showings this week, and so already it's at 156. This weekend, and I plan to go see it again this weekend.
I haven't seen it yet. I'm going to go sometime this weekend. Yeah.
I so thoroughly enjoy it. I have 2 beasts with the film, but they're 2 beasts that I can live with. And I'm going to see if Scott wants to go sneak off and go see it again this weekend. So I want to go see it again.
There you go.
I've saved up just enough money just so I can go see it again.
Yeah, somebody said something about Wakanda Forever. I'm just not hyped about that movie.
Nobody wants to. I don't want to see it. I don't care.
Yeah,
they should have recast it.
Yes, they should have.
You know, other actors died, and they recast those roles, but they won't recast this one for racist reasons. Racist? I consider that racist.
I believe there's other African American actors in Hollywood.
Who could have gotten that? We're hungry to play that character now that he died.
Now, if you want to pay tribute to the man,
get a good actor.
Why not give another African American actor a shot at the role? Why not?
Well, I don't say African American because when American blacks tried to go back to Africa, they were some of them were murdered. If you didn't know that, because they weren't wanted there by the other tribes that were there, because it was African tribes that enslaved them in the first place and sold them to white slavers. There's no such thing as a white slaver in Africa. It was one tribe enslaving another tribe, wiping them out that way, and selling them. And just it's horrifying what happened in Africa. And when they tried to go back, because that was one of the plans that Abraham Lincoln had, was to do that. And the ones who chose to go back, a lot of them got killed.
Yeah, if you know your history, people talk about the Middle East being violent. No,
murder.
The most violent continent on the planet is Africa. No doubt about it.
Yeah, you can say I will say Black American, or I'll just simply because that's a color they should be proud. Every culture should be proud of itself. I don't consider myself white. I consider myself Irish.
Yeah, there you go. That's me. I'm an Irish
It's like
Indian.
I always say. I always joke. I said I'm 88% Celt and 12% adopted Celt. And I always tell Anima, I said I always get angry because one German fucked his way into my family, and I got stuck with that asshole's last name.
I'm an Irish Indian. I'm constantly at war with myself, man.
Yeah, I'm 1% Chippewa Ojibwe, which I love because Shane Moore. That's what he is, Chippewa Ojibwe. I said, I'm 1% of you. I'm like the end of your penis, the very tip of it.
Pretty sure we're Cherokee. I'd have to check in with my dad, but pretty sure we're Cherokee.
Yeah, I'm a 16th Cherokee.
Mm-hmm.
I've got an ancestor on the Dawes rolls.
Black American is what I've always said, or black, it's like I know
but
that when I'm
there is a guy of that background to play that part. There's plenty of them, and
there are plenty
I don't know
of black
where these people
actors
I don't know
out
where
there
people
that would have
today
loved
got
to have
the
had that
idea.
part. And Kevin Feige is an idiot, and he's listening way too much to the woke. And I think he's woke. I think he's a bit woke.
This is a societal thing I'm talking about. For some reason, like I have a friend that still can't come to grips with the fact that the guy that plays Captain
King's
America.
Morcal, that's right. I knew that about you. You had
Yep.
said something about that
There
on
you go.
Twitter, that you were half and half. Yeah.
Which
and
Chris
Kylock,
is it that plays Captain
get your
America?
cousin to pay for it. That's what I did. I got my cousin to pay for my DNA test. My cousin Angie. I love you, Angie. You're awesome. You're my favorite cousin. She paid for my DNA test.
Which Bostonian Chris plays Captain America? I'm having a senior moment. I can't remember his last
Chris
name.
Evans.
Chris Evans. Okay. He can't get over the fact that Chris Evans played both Johnny Storm and Captain America. He just can't get over the fact that he did both. I'm like, he's an actor. He can play different parts,
And he was in Scott Pilgrim, too.
Right. Yeah, he's
He played one of the bad guys.
The
that ends
point
up being
is,
a
you
good
could
guy.
have had somebody
skater
else
actor.
playing T'Challa. You could have had someone else playing T'Challa. What? I mean, it's a shame the guy died. He was a great guy by all accounts and everything, but how many people played the Godfather, Michael Corleone's dad, right? Vito Corleone. How many people played it? De Niro, Brando. Several people played him. I mean, I don't get. I mean, last time I checked, Heath Ledger died, and 2 people have played the Joker since. Pretty sure. So,
it's stupid behavior. It's stupid, weird behavior to do that. By the way, Kylock, Keith laughed when I did this. I called him to let him know. I just got my DNA test. It says that I'm like 1% African. Oh, East African. Never mind. He just laughed when I did that. I'm Oh, it's East African. Doesn't count.
Right.
But I don't have any family I talk to besides my mom, dad, sister, and
That
it's
sounds
more
like
than
an
me.
entire family.
Right now, you
Yeah.
have more family that you talk to than I do. You go, I don't really have any family to talk. I only talk to family. That's family, Kylock. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, he did.
Would you like
trust
some
me,
cheese
they
with
could
that
find
wine?
somebody. They could find somebody that looks like
I don't have anything to drink.
the guy that played T'Challa.
Ryan Gosling.
Yeah, right. Get Ryan Gosling to do it. He can play anything. Or
yes.
Yeah.
Hold on. It is true. Pierce Brosnan is Irish, and he's in Black Adam. But remember, he's Black Irish, like I am. I'm Black Irish. People that don't know what Black Irish is, it is an actual thing. It means that we are of Spanish descent through our Irish blood. We have dark eyes and we have dark hair. And by the way, I'm in HD now. So once again, this is one of those cool things. You can see I have heterochromia. I have 2 different colored eyes.
Nice.
I know
So
I'm
you're
on
mutant.
I know that I'm on a good
He's a
date
mutant.
when a girl goes.
Mutation!
I know that I'm on a good date when a girl comments on it. I'm like, she has looked into my eyes. Okay. And I've always told people that this is my honest eye, my gold eye, and this is my full of shit eye. So if I squint with my left eye, I'm bullshitting you. If I squint with my right eye, I'm telling you the truth. And people have fallen for that. It's like, really? And I'm like, No, nobody does that. What are you talking about? Magitech says, Irish here. I know what Black Irish. Yeah, you know what Black Irish is.
Yep.
And people tried to say that Spaniards invaded. I'm like, no, that's not what happened. We had ports in Ireland, shipping ports. And you would get a lot of people from Spain in the shipping lanes, and they would come to Ireland, and they invaded by banging all the Irish women, making dark-haired, dark-eyed boys and girls. Carried that gene on. If you're a Spanish origin, you are from the North African Moors. So you're African shit. Well, that, there's actually a lot of truth to that, because that was one of the things that was talked about in that movie, True Romance, when Dennis Hopper, his character is being grilled by the mob, and he wants him to kill him. And he pisses him off by pointing out that if you're from Sicily, you were invaded by the Moors. You've got some black blood in you. And Christopher Walken goes, I love this guy, and pulls a gun out and shoots him. Because he was trying to point out that Sicilians and Italians tend to be racist and don't like that stuff about Italy and Sicily being invaded by the Moors. But it's a historical fact. It really did happen. And yes, Werewolf, you get another video. Let's see. What shall I play for you? This one.
Wrong. I'm going to go check the back door. Back door.
That one made me giggle. I giggled like a little schoolgirl. Yeah. That's me doing Anima's voice when I make fun of her. I make fun of her by doing a half-ass, terrible German Austrian accent. Oh, wie geht's, mein love, mein Liebling? So I don't know. Is she still awake? Is she still here?
I think
Magitech Mags. I love that everybody's here today. So I'm going to thank everybody because it's time to go. I want to thank Scott Lewis for dropping in, being the first in the chat. D. Bud Martin, always he's here all the time, man. D. Bud, shut up, Gerry.
Got to say that with an accent, bro.
I did. Shut up, Gerry. D. Bud Martin, we love you, buddy. Lord Thoth, all hail Lord Thoth. Anima Confusa, you are the love of my life. Werewolf Jeebus, thank you, come again. That's what his girlfriend says to him all the time. Thank you, come again. Dr. Dragon, Alex Moore, Penny, Dork Knight's mom, Wolverine 626, Kingsport Cal, a very good friend of the show. All of you guys are. We love you guys. Lindsay the Cynical Geek, Jester of Sin, Scribelight. Scribelight, I think it's admit it, Scribelight, if you're still here. You giggle at some of the shit that I say on Twitter. Christopher Moonlight Productions, 6, previously known as Sagacious 6, previously known as Jedi 6. Real Wade Nation, Socks Bulletin. By the way, I'm one of the few people in the world that knows Six's real name. I'm proud of that. Real Wade Nation, Socks Bulletins, Pops was here, Kylock, who shaved his head this week, Wajidliki, Magitech Mags, Mexican Ironman, Mikey, we love you, producer of a majority of my stuff, Shanatsky, I'm keeping an eye on you. Tomb of Dracula. I always love seeing that name in the chat. That's a cool name. Bill Barkley from Scotland. He doesn't have an accent as Brian does, 70s rock fan. The Peter Venkman fan site, who I begin to think she's got a secret crush on me because she says she likes to wake up to me. I'm just saying. Something's going on over there. I've not got anything in here.
I'm in the show, man. The cup's empty.
Yeah. So we got to go. I got to get something to drink. I got to put something in me so I can pee later. Anyway, your Wii show. Yeah, you like to watch me Wii show. That one's in the afternoons if you want to watch it. It's on that dirty, video channel. What's it called?
OnlyFans.
OnlyFans. That's it.
Skinamax.
It's my Wii show. And I yell at people, I can't help it. I was in the pool.
It's cold in here.
It's very cold. Anything else in the chat? Nope, everything's good. I want to thank everybody for being here. I want to thank Scott for dropping in. I want to thank John for being here. John's stream, by the way, post that. You are a wrench, right, John?
Yeah.
Post the link to your channel. If you've not subscribed to his channel, please do. Joe's Atmosphere. Are you a wrench?
No, sir, and I don't want to be. That's a job I don't want.
Well, it's good because I don't want to give you a wrench.
I appreciate it,
no,
but no.
I'm kidding.
I would screw up and kick everybody by accident. I mean, I'm that
No.
evil with
Listen to
this.
me. Put your link to your channel in the chat so Martin or John can share it. And I want to make sure that if you're not subscribed to Joe's Atmosphere's YouTube channel, please subscribe to it. I was going to do what you do today. I was going to draw.
Yeah,
but I woke up with 5 minutes and there was no time. I couldn't set up all my stuff for doing artwork. So I'm like, oh, well, I'll just do it, after the show today. I got to finish a cover today. I'm pretty sure the Peter Hickman fan site is black. She might be down with that. Poor Cal. Look, if you, there is a girl out there. She was in love with me for a while too. She was a girl I knew in high school, and we had feelings for each other. But she was married, and I said, I'm not that guy, and I never will be. And so it just never happened. It didn't get to flourish because I'll never be a party to infidelity. I don't care if I'm the guy and not married. I don't care. I won't do that. I did that before I joined the Army, and it's part of the reason why I needed to join the Army, because I was doing that. I was banging women all over Stafford, Virginia. Married moms went into my ice cream parlor, man. I'd invite them to, hey, why don't you come some morning before I open? I'll give you a tour of the place. There was only one room that they didn't see. And that's the room I'd take them to. And I have nothing to drink again.
Keep trying.
Yeah.
Hopefully it'll start reproducing, but you never know.
I was not a very good person before. I mean, I was a good person, but I was doing bad things. And I did some bad things again when I got out of the Army, because I got shit on in my marriage really badly. I got treated very badly at the end of my marriage when I was in the Army. And I had this disdain for women. I wanted to make women feel what I was feeling. So I would get girls to like me, and I'd dump them and ghost them. It didn't last long. It was like less than a year.
Such a drummer move.
Well, as a drummer, somebody said, lead singers, guitarists, they get all that. And I'm like, sometimes when we played out of the city, we went all the way up and down I-95, Florida to New York, my band. And I'd see Keller and not get any girls. And I'd walk to the hotel room. I'd have 2 or 3.
It's those drumsticks, man.
Drummers rock, man. Chicks dig drummers. And I was a very good drummer.
You guys can carry a rhythm.
Yeah, I know. Who was it that said that to me? I got so irritated. It was Magic Tech Mags, I think, said it. Said, do you know how? I think it was Mags said that. How do you get a drummer to shut up? Put sheet music in front of him. I can read sheet music. I was in band. I know how to read drum notes, and I know how to read sheet music. I play piano. So. I think that was Magic Tech that said that. Was that you, Magic Tech? You evil bitch. I love you, though. You're great. You're a very good friend. Let's see. Okay, so there you go. Did you share those, Martin, John?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, thanks a lot, guys. Now that I know that's shared, we can get the heck out of here. No, you didn't say that. Who was it that said it? It was on Brian's show. Oh, it was, oh my God, Courtney. Courtney said that. That's who said it. Courtney. I was like, fuck you. Drummers always get disrespected. I remember I got mad. I was 16 and in a band, and the owner of the music shop, we were looking for sheet music to plan out some new songs, covers. And the guy that ran the desk, I can't remember, Bill or something like that, he yells out, "You guys are in a band?" We're like, "Yeah." And he says, "How many musicians in your band?" And Keller goes, "We got 2 musicians and a drummer." And I was like, fuck you. And that's
Oh,
when I
man.
pushed learning piano when I was 16. I'm like, I got to learn piano.
Right.
I got to play something more than just drums. I'm tired of getting made fun
I
of for
think
being a drummer.
Courtney's a bassist, didn't she?
Yeah, I think she played bass. And that was funny when she said that. But I'm like, fuck you. I've been dealing with drummer jokes for a long time. My response to the drummer jokes is, good luck making it rock and roll without us. Right. It ain't rock and roll until you got drums, baby. And but with that,
I've always said the greatest test of a great rock song is kill the rest of the music and just have the drums playing and sing to it.
I have done songs that are
Think about it.
predominantly drums.
Every song that does that is a hit. Every
Yeah.
last one of them.
Every one of them.
Mm-hmm.
I got to tell you, when I was talking about Back in Black, there are two things that stand out in that. And it ain't the bass, and it's not really even the vocals. It's what the guitarist is doing and what the drummer is doing. That made the studio final version of Back in Black such a badass song. Because it's not what they're doing, it's what they're not doing.
Yeah.
Remember that. It's the moments of silence that make that song kick ass.
Mm-hmm.
So Back in Black, absolutely my number one greatest rock song ever written. Back in Black by AC/DC.
Yep.
Period.
That's good stuff.
Yeah, it is. But with that, we're going to get out of here. And Joe, thanks for dropping in, buddy. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You should drop
I've been
in
busy with
me.
that sign.
You and I
So
should do you and I should do a split show where split screen drawing.
yeah, that'd be cool. I'm
It'll
down
be a
with
draw
that.
off.
Now that all these shows are over with, schedule it one morning when I'm not working. And yeah, for sure, man.
It's not
most
who
of my
does the better artwork.
mornings are open. So
Well,
just
here's
let
the
me know.
thing. It's not the person that draws better or whose artwork is better. It's about who looks better while they're drawing.
Yeah.
That wins
exactly.
the contest
Right.
between you and
That's
me.
all that matters.
So our competition is who looks cooler and does cooler things.
There
while
is no
doing artwork.
competition, man. It's art. It's all subjective. People are going to like what they like and don't like what. The main thing is that you're expressing, you're creating. That's all that matters.
Yep. I tell people all the time. Also, I'm not a comic book artist. I'm an illustrator. Even
There
though
you
I
go.
do comic books.
Yeah.
This
is the first comic book stuff I've ever done, but I've been drawing my entire life, mostly
Yeah.
portraits. So
My mother said I was born with a pencil in my hand, which I responded very quickly. I bet that hurt. And my mom goes, "Oh,
good.
Gerry." My sister started that shit in my family.
I could get really
Gerry.
crude with that, but I'm not going to.
I think mine was pretty crude. It's like,
Oh, man.
how was I holding that pencil Mom,
Right.
when I came out? This way or this way? This way, really bad. This way, not so bad.
I was just thinking you came out checking your package is what I was thinking, but you know.
Well, it was said that Dr. Damn near cut my penis off because it was so long. Think about that one.
Yes. Watch out.
Anyway, I am out of here. Have a great rest of your Friday. Don't forget to stop in and see us on TGIF this afternoon. We're going to be talking about some stuff. I'm hoping Keith will be there. I know he's going to have a rough time this weekend because of family to do the show. Also, I'm looking forward to pushing Kevin because Kevin has said he will come on the show. I did mess with him, just so you guys know. Kevin is shorter than Keith. And right in front of Kevin, I said, "Oh, he ate part of you in the womb, didn't he?"
Oh, man. That's intense.
Oh, my God. I said, "You were first one out. You weren't finished."
Wow.
I'm an asshole. I tell people all the time, you think this is a thing that just happens No, I'm like this all the time. I say some very dickish, mean things to friends that I like. I'm mean. But anyway, I do want to say, look, man, you've got to.
Hey, guys. Thanks for watching Pop Culture Minefield. If you've enjoyed the show, please make sure to like,
John won't do it
subscribe,
anymore.
and don't
He
forget
knows
to
I'm
click
gonna
the bell
interrupt if I
icon
ask
for
him a
updates
question.
on our shows
He's learned.
and channel. Also, please leave a comment, and we'd like to
Blow
know
your
what you
goddamn
thought of the
nose.
episode, as well as letting us know if there's something you'd like us to cover in a future
Fool me once,
episode.
shame on you. Fool me
Don't
once,
forget
shame
that
on.
you can
Fool me
become
twice,
a
shame
member
on
of
me.
Pop Culture Minefield now.
Yeah, you can't even get
Make
your
sure to
sayings
visit our
right.
membership page and merch store at popcultureminefield.com. You You can always find Pop Culture Minefield on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitch.
Bow, 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 bow.
The bird is the word! Wipeout! Bump, bump.
That's all, folks.
Y'all come back now. You hear?